freedom of speech in the town square. As you all know, we have been out here for over 6 years speaking out against wars and violence and speaking for the cause of peace and justice. Last month, we were advised that we were in violation of a noise ordinance, which forbids the use of magnified sound or the drums, which have led us on our many, many marches around the city. I am saying loudly and clearly that this is not an issue of noise. This is an issue of freedom of speech. The powers that be in our city have told us that to continue speaking out using our well-worn megaphones will result in a citation which may ultimately result in fines and community service. Those using the drums may well be subject to the same penalties. Pioneer Courthouse Square has always been considered Portland's living room. It serves the function of the public square where people throughout the ages have spoken out. As one of our members recently reminded us, this right has its roots in the Athenian marketplace, where people gathered to share their ideas and thoughts. Can the city of Portland, hundreds of years later, deny us that same right? It appears they are trying to do so. Standing up for one's rights is not an easy thing, and there are always those forces who are bent on the denial of those rights. Earlier this week, we celebrated the birthday of Martin Luther King Jr. He was in the forefront of making sure that the rights of everyone were accorded and respected. How were those people who followed him dealt with? They were brutalized with dogs, clubs, and fire hoses. Well, we certainly can't compare the piece of paper that the City of Portland and Pioneer Square Inc. will give us for exercising our rights of free speech. Isn't that basically the same thing? Of course it is. That piece of paper says that we will pay a penalty for exercising our right of free speech. And we have been told that this is not going to be a one-time thing. Every time one of us steps up to speak using the megaphone, so our voices can be heard, we will be given that piece of paper. Will we stop? No! Just as those who have fought for their freedoms through the centuries and through the years, when one of us goes down, another one will step up. Freedom of speech is much too precious to give in to threats and intimidation. We will continue to speak out and to amplify that speech, as the consequences of not doing so are too horrendous to contemplate. Thank you.